Hello world, hope everybody's having a great day out there, super fantastic. I have a video to make, and if you've seen any of my videos, you can probably guess what it's about. It's about liberals, and the current one is why every African American or any person of color should be mad at Democrats. And it's pretty simple. They don't actually care about you. They just want your vote. And the proof is in the pudding. Through this whole 2020 Democrat debate, the cycle debates for the primaries, they had some pretty strict rules from the DNC about getting in, and it did limit some people of color from being able to make that stage. After the first one where they had to have 3 days of stages. But as soon as Michael Bloomberg gets in and can't meet the requirements, let's change the requirements for the white guy. There's no denying it. You can't sugarcoat it. You can't lie your way out of it, Democrats. If you're a person of color and you are trying to rationalize it, go ahead. People get the government they deserve. That's what they actually care about you, and that's how they'll treat you after you vote for them. So have at it. And the second one, and I'm gonna, after saying this, preface it with a lot of disclosures, because I don't want to be that guy who just says things to raise eyebrows or ruffle feathers. I want to make arguments that are logical, intelligent, well thought out, and backed by data. So I did look a little bit, and it's not overly obvious, but I think it's been sort of a accepted fact, because if you can put it together if you look, that over 70% of African American males coming out of the California school system can't read or write at a grade school level. When I first heard that, I thought it was like they were illiterate, couldn't read. And I'm like, 70%? But it's at a certain level, saying that, you're coming out at grade level. So when you hear that, it sounds really, really bad, and it is really, really bad. But I'm going to put those disclosures in there so somebody don't think I'm just trying to lie or use bad data. I don't know what the average is nationally, and I don't know what the average is for other races. But what I can say is, I can guarantee you conservatives don't run the California school system. I can also tell you that as 70% of African American males can't read or write at a grade school level, at grade level, and I don't know if that's grade school level and it wouldn't be so bad if they couldn't read or write at grade level, because I don't think that would be any worse than any other one. I'm thinking it's like a 6th grade level of what a 6th grader should be able to, even though most of them don't meet it either in any race. But if 70% of African American males can't read or write at a grade school level, how many of those people are going to go on to have truly prosperous lives? Are you going to go to college and be a doctor? Probably not. Are you going to be able to do a lot of things? Now, don't get me wrong. I am an advocate to say that I used to manage a garage for a large national company, and I've been in several different shops, and there's levels of technicians. You go from C-Tech and B-Tech to A-Tech, and you got your L1s, the guys who have all 7 of the ASCs and are master techs who can diagnose and do all this stuff. I've never had an L1 working in a shop for me that didn't make at least $100,000 a year. That's no college education. Welders. I mean, there are a lot of jobs that are good jobs, and I don't fault anybody to say oh, those kids don't have great educations, they'll be losers. They can have prosperous, quote-unquote, lives. But are they going to be the leaders of their community as the doctors and the lawyers and the vice presidents and work their way up through companies? Because it will be noticed along the way that they're not very articulate in their writing skills. Now, I've applied for a lot of jobs, and most of the sales jobs especially, which do pay pretty well. They say, on their description, job description, good writing skills and, must have, excellent writing skills and stuff like that. You don't have that when you can't read or write at grade school level. Can you get by? Yeah, you're not illiterate, but and can you probably get by decently? You can read the books to get your ASC certifications if you're a mechanic, or and stuff like that. But are you going to really excel and be the example for your community? And that's where a lot of it comes down. That's where Obama was important to the black community, because they can say, hey, this is something to look up to. This is a good role model, a good example. And regardless of politics, it had importance. It had meaning. But yeah, as far as the Democrat Party goes, if you're an African American, Chinese American, or person of color, because there weren't just African Americans that were people of color in the Democrat primary, and what they just did for Michael Bloomberg didn't piss you off, you deserve to have the government they will give you. When you keep voting for it in California, I hate to say it like that, and I don't mean it in a harsh way towards the people, as I don't want any individual to have a bad life. But if you vote for the people who've made it so that 70% of your community can't read or write at a grade school level, you get the government you deserve, and apparently you're going to keep voting for it. Don't blame me, and that's the funniest thing, because I see a lot of liberals, and I hate to say it, I hate to divide people out. I see a lot of African Americans mad at Republicans, supposedly. Republicans didn't create that. Republicans didn't create Detroit. Republicans didn't create Chicago. Republicans didn't create the school system in California. You get the government you deserve. And I'm going to leave it there. If that's what you want, keep voting for it. That's your right. I am all for giving you your right. I believe wholeheartedly, I was going to end 10 seconds ago, but I've got to say this. I believe wholeheartedly in the old saying, as an ex-military guy, that I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend with my life your right to say it. And the same goes for your right to vote, and your right to vote for whoever you want to. I think you should vote that way, because you do get the government you deserve, and if that's what you want, good luck. Don't blame me for it.